Lores BCX, if I'm not mistaken, right? It was Kaya and Teros, and then Godly and Mounir on like the NA team of all teams, Wushonix.
And then funny enough, it's the EU team. That's it.
Yeah, and it's EU. It's like seeing all types of region representation here, but we are once again in EU. We're in the Elimination side finals.
All right, nice nair there. Caught both red team members. Got him moving upward. Neutralite from Mounir. You're seeing the blue team try to just keep this red team split. Neutralite again from Godly, keeping the red team split. Ensig, and that's going to be the first KO.
Random exit, or not necessarily random Ensig from Mounir there, but definitely one to call out a jump for sure as Rayzox gets disarmed by Godly's signature, and now landing with the down air there. Rayzox had quite a few exclamation points there, but still making it back. Nair not enough to KO, but that down tick surely will. And now Delta. Okay, Godly, I don't know where we're going with that down air, but Delta makes it back to the stage, and Godly getting some punishment for losing a weapon, but picks up gauntlets immediately.
Ooh,
team damage.
A little bit of team damage there. The recovery gonna disarm Mounir. That recovery gonna KO Godly. Mounir on the right side waiting for the teammate to respawn, but you're not seeing him hug the wall too hard.
Ooh, nice recovery there, but Rayzox follows up with a recovery of their own to get that KO. Now another big juggle state for the red team there. Mounir sending Delta back off stage, but Godly, I mean, has yet to really get much activation in terms of the cannon play. I expect to see it here, though. Side air from Rayzox going for the GC signature. Godly just jumping back to the stage, looking to help Mounir get out of this axe onslaught that Delta's hitting him with.
Ooh, the gravity cancel side sig there does reach low enough to send Godly flying. Godly currently unarmed, makes his way over to the left side. Can he finish off the stock of Delta? You see him juggling or jumping a little bit, but instead goes down for the ground pound.
Okay, side light there actually works out as Mounir capitalizes with his recovery. Godly side air, they both kind of finish each other's food, so to speak, as Delta gets punished by the end light into the end sig from Mounir to close out that stock. And now the blue team, a stock lead apiece. Makes this a lot harder for the red team to get into this game, but that'll be a great way to start. Sending Mounir so far off stage. Godly getting put in a bad spot as well. A double hit with the end light and that side air. Is that enough?
Movement. He's got movement.
Wow,
it's not enough though.
Wow. Not enough to make it back.
Yeah, if he got the hit onto Rayzox, could have chase dodged, so he got really close there. Right side, Godly in the red, manages to avoid Rayzox.
I like the strategy from Godly there, kind of stacking on top of both of his opponents. Like, if you hit me, you're going to hit your teammate as well, but there, some separation is created, and a downlight side air will close out that stock. Godly now on the gauntlets, getting the down air onto Delta. On the same side, though, Rayzox getting a big juggle on Mounir, ending with a nair, downlight side air.
Delta once again finding more success with his hammer. A little bit late there on the follow-up side air, so Mounir will be able to dodge away.
Okay, side air.
Ooh, big read attempt there from Rayzox with the slide charge Ensig.
The weapon toss, does that close out the stock for Rayzox? No, it doesn't. He's able to make it back with the recovery. And some scrambling. Somehow the blue team come out on top of that trade. One gets sent high, one gets sent low. Mounir makes it back to the stage, and Rayzox in a 2v1. Almost an impossibility versus a team of this caliber, but nothing's impossible. But this time it will be. Godly sidelight recovery, GC sidelight recovery to close out game number 1.
Doing it all on his own with the classic gauntlet plays. Very handedly and very intelligently, because Mounir was deep red, and obviously Rayzox would have wanted to take him out. But there you see in the bread and butter from this blue team. They've been very good at hitting Endlight into Ensig. That's how they close out stocks.
It's definitely nice to be able to like hit a combo with no matter what weapon combination or lack thereof. Like, you'll always find a way to convert into a signature that KOs. Incredibly crucial, and one of the reasons that Wushonix is such a dominant threat in the region of North America now, all the way into podium placement here. That game 1 looked pretty close, though, even all things considered. I feel like the red team, just a few more like better situations in these crazy trades and offstage situations could easily have been them taking the game instead, but the blue team looks solid.
Yeah, but I just remember the elimination semifinals where the whole time I'm like, yeah, Jakey and Zafir are almost there. Yeah, they could almost finish that. And then you look at the scoreboard and it was a 3-0.
Yeah.
So I don't think Rayzox and Delta can be like, yeah, let's just do the same thing. And it'll just, we'll just got to get that one more hit and we'll win. They got to, I think, bring a little bit more to the table this time.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they always talk about it, you know, it was a 3-0, but it was close. But in brackets like this, it's like, well, a 3-0 is still a 3-0, and then Mounir and Godly will definitely take it. So, like you said, you're expecting to see some big changes here. I feel like with a team comp as flexible as Teros and Kaya, you can definitely get some pretty big shifts in like how you want to play it, but we'll see as we get into game number 2.
We're getting right on into it. Rayzox able to pick up the opposing team's weapon spawn, picks up that spear. Delta picks up a hammer. Everybody's got a weapon, but Delta cannot get back down where he wants to be. Godly doing a really good job helping out Mounir, staying close to his teammate.
I definitely love to see Godly's cannon coming online here because it's really the X factor that the blue team brings. Besides that, it's just a very simple double gauntlet comp, but when Godly gets going on the cannon, it looks so oppressive.
Yeah, once he really starts finding his strides, like, he is getting some good hits, and you're seeing him stick with it, but he's going to swap. Mounir gets launched to the left side. Rayzox wants to get this, but he can't find that hit.
Godly off stage, goes to the weapon toss there, forces a recovery option, but a GC downlight hits Delta, and actually Mounir capitalizes with the pogo to find that KO.
Yeah, really good job from Mounir denying that wall touch. Delta comes in, downlight ground pound, keep that stock count even, and Sig for coverage.
Oh wow, the recovery KOs. I'm hardly ever used to seeing that recovery KO outright, especially on a stage like this, but they're definitely worth it for the red team to take some damage. Godly going for the ground pound. No punishment, gets hit with a down air, but it's still not too bad. Rayzox avoiding that nair, not wanting to get reversal by Godly. Mounir now, the one who's kind of waiting to find their opportunity. Downlight into the recovery to punish the nair on Rayzox though, and Godly getting the GC downlight into the recovery to close out that stock. The blue team, big opportunity in the 2v1, but Delta stays elusive. Actually the one doing some damage to the blue team.
That was actually really sick from Delta. Dash lands to the left side, puts both blue team members next to each other, and then hits them with that side light nair. That's good damage onto both blue team members.
Absolutely. Nice recovery there. Mounir getting set high, no weapon, finally picks up some gauntlets, turns it around with the N-Sig, realizing Godly was going for the N-Light, but Rayzox punishes as Godly got hit by Mounir's N-Light as well, gets the pogo there, nice nair reversal, but Delta comes off stage with the side air to close out the stock onto Mounir, and the red team now 3 stock to 1 in a 2v1 versus Godly. Just
I
for
like
a
the
second
decision there from Mounir, because I think he realized, you know what, I don't want to fight for this, I want to just come back and be able to help Godly, and so he just falls and then comes back into this one, but it's really Rayzox who's holding down the stocks.
And Delta trying to disrupt with a side light on the soft platform, ends up just hitting Rayzox, his own teammate. The N-Light off the, the N-Light into the N-Sig as Mounir capitalizes there. A big side air off the ground pound whiff punish though.
I think you're seeing a little bit of an adjustment from the red team. They're starting to go a lot more horizontal when the edge guards come out. Godly not able to make it back. It's Mounir left to the 1v2.
Very possible. Mounir about the same damage as Rayzox, but Delta, sunset of the stock, just one hit separates a 1v1. Mounir getting a jump call out there, just losing outright. Big down sig, did interrupt it in time. Now a 1v1. Mounir throws the weapon, gets in there afterwards, going for the GC N-Light, a true confirm, but drops it there. Rayzox with the bow, with the range advantage though. Mounir is so comfortable on these gauntlets.
Man, that's rough. Rayzox was right in position, but a little too late on the reaction. And that's going to put this into a 1v1 where they were in a much safer position before that signature hit.
Recovery, Rayzox. Sweat beads, N-Sig from Mounir sends Rayzox off stage, but can't close out the KO with that down air. Misses it again. Rayzox flips it with the side air of their own, and that's the down air, and Rayzox with a big comeback win, stopping the momentum from Mounir in the 1v1. Everyone, I think, was thinking Mounir clears here, but Rayzox forces or takes a game there for the red team.
Yeah, that's going to even things up 1-1. That really felt like a battle of the Sayers at the very end there. Mounir had such a great launch with his spear, but just didn't hit that final side air with his spear. But it was Rayzox who hit his, and there you see, and that just delayed reaction time from Rayzox.
I don't know if I love the spear angle. Obviously, it worked out in that spot, but that side air just too aggressive. We saw it as soon as Mounir picked up the spear and whiffed the side air. I'm like, I think he's getting a little bit too kind of swing happy with it. But nonetheless, the red team not going down without a fight, forcing this game 3.
Okay. Mounir picking up some gauntlets here. Meanwhile, Delta playing a lot more of that hammer game again.
Oof. Some team damage there as Mounir catches his own teammate in Godly. The red team kind of struggling to win the 1v1 there, but as soon as Rayzox gets involved, it's some nice damage and disruption. Side air whiffs and doesn't touch the wall for a while. Godly tries to capitalize, doesn't fight it. Mounir keeping Delta away from Godly, allowing Godly some time off stage, but no big punish for Godly. Nice there, and that's a big catch on Mounir's landing.
Yeah, that was really well done from Rayzox, following up. Delays it, so that Delta can get away, gets that side air. Godly still able to get back to the wall, and Delta throws away his weapon.
Oh, what a fast fall from Delta to avoid that ground pound.
There's a team combo, but the soft platform stops Rayzox for the nair. Nice weapon toss.
Interrupts the team combo. Mounir still finds it though with the recovery. It disarms the Kaya, but doesn't KO. Another side light into recovery, doesn't find it. A side 6 sends off stage, and the weapon toss follows suit as Godly now with an opportunity to go for the edge guard. Takes the nair for Mounir. Mounir dash jump down air to close out that stock. I think Delta had a chance to chase dodge at a weird direction, but Delta actually touched the wall immediately and got punished with the pogo.
Yeah, I think Mounir's been really good at just reading the way Delta's going for the wall. That could be bad. The ground pound. Delta gonna full disengage, come back onto the stage towards where Rayzox was.
Another side air sends Delta in a really bad spot off stage. Having to burn the dodge, no dodge, side light into side air is confirmed. Going for the recovery high. Godly can go for that, but the weapon toss makes it difficult now. Goes for the downer, turn around to stop all the momentum.
Oh, the team combo, Delta.
Damage. Oh, that's a team KO though, as you go for the NSIG. Godly getting caught out as well. I think he either got launched up or jumped into it.
I mean, that's okay. That was still his first stock, so now everybody's on their second stocks, except the red team are both in the red. Falling side air. Can they take out Mounir on the right side? Delta comes back. Instead, it's going to be Rayzox who gets taken down by Godly's ground pound.
I love that from Godly, kind of feinting that he was willing to go off stage to get Rayzox, but instead going to assist Mounir and actually finding a stock onto Rayzox for it. Side air there. Rayzox now stuck on the wall, unarmed. Mounir is going to try to control these weapon spawns now.
All right, nice delay there from Delta. They need this to convert into a lot of damage, but it does not.
I love the idea of the chase dodge recovery, then, you know, Rayzox and try to get a ground pound there or something, but it's not in the cards for them there.
Red team gonna need more damage. There's the down sig.
How did he fall out of it?
So that Godly can fall out. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Side sig.
Big side sig actually calls out that second stock onto Godly now. Everyone on their last stock. Rayzox definitely worse for wear of the four, though.
Yeah, he recognizes it. He sits a little back, but the grab only catches Rayzox there with that down air. Here's the opportunity for a combo, but instead, it's Godly who catches Rayzox. It's all left to Delta.
2v1 with the hammer online. I like to say that this weapon is very difficult to get a 2v1 off of. It takes so long to get anything going and easily punishable. Even on hit, the ground pound comes out. Mounir does exactly that. He, I believe, hit a side light, and Mounir immediately punished. Even though you hit Godly, you still have another person to deal with. The blue team taking it taking the set to 2-1 here, going into game 4.
Yeah, just some solid 2v1 playing coming out from the blue team. You even saw Mounir was very intelligently kind of hanging back a little bit because Delta got like a down air, and then you saw him just looking straight at Mounir like, come at me, I'm going to try to counter punish. But instead, they got the hits, they got the edge guard, and we're going to game number 4.
Here we go. Delta, Rayzox looking to force this game number 5, one of many game 5s that have happened in this top 8, but none feel more important than this, of course. The winner of this move forward into Grand Finals versus Blaze and Acno. But before we get there now, game 4 underway. Delta, Rayzox need to force this game 5, but Godly gonna make it very difficult to do so with a big string. Rayzox actually sending Delta off stage again with the nair. It's actually so bad, but Rayzox saves. He doesn't though as Mounir gets the ground pound. Mounir confirms the KO there for the blue team, and they start off with a major stock lead off of Rayzox. Going for a nair, something so, you just don't think it matters to go for that, but sends your opponent or your teammate off stage. Big conversion onto Godly though. Nice damage there for the red team, still fighting back.
Yeah, this is looking really rough for the red team, especially since they're down in the game counts. Basically a full stock just taken away right off rip. This could be tough, but a nice read from Rayzox. Gravity cancel down sig to punish the spot dodge from Godly.
I gotta go for that one some more. That looked really good, actually. Okay, nice N-Sig. Punishes. Not enough to KO Mounir, though.
Okay, Delta, once again, fighting against Godly. Another recovery.
Nice weapon toss upward from Godly to give himself some space. Mounir also helping in Godly's recovery back to the stage. I like that a lot. Great symbiosis. N-Sig actually finds the KO conversion. Drops it a little bit too late on the trigger pull there for that signature. Delta getting hit with the side air, but into the stage, so it's not too big of a deal. Nice dodge through the N-Sig and punishes with an N-Light of their own. And now the blue team with an opportunity here. Red team, sorry. Yeah,
red team, they are evening things up very slowly. Delta doing a good job surviving, and they're getting the damage. Godly gets caught out on the right side by the gravity cancel neutral sig. Red team suddenly with the lead.
After Delta losing the stock so early on, fighting back into a winning position now. The stock's even up though, 2v1 situation. Rayzox knowing that, gets put off stage by Godly. Scary spot, very deep ground pound. Delta goes off stage with a down air to try to put a monkey wrench in the works and somehow makes it back. Doesn't hit his teammate as well.
That wrench will in fact stop those gears from turning. Ooh, okay.
Crazy scramble, no recoveries from Mounir. Very disciplined, letting Godly go for it instead. Oh, there it is. That's the ground pound. Is that KO? No, it doesn't. And the side air punishes the ground pound, and Rayzox makes it back as well. Not a great trade for the blue team, but Godly somehow squeezing in a recovery there, and everyone on their last stock.
Red team, they need to win this. These are their potential tournament stocks here. If they want that game 5, Neutralite on the left side. You see Delta come over, but he doesn't do anything, so Mounir just punches him in the face.
Nice downlight into the down air. Godly follows up with the down air of his own. Rayzox sends Godly off stage with a recovery. A recovery hits Mounir as well. Godly forced on the wall. Big side sig, GC side sig whiffs it, gets hit with a recovery. Mounir getting disarmed. Godly fighting in a 2v1, stacking on top and winning it somehow. The side air team damage. Rayzox sent off stage. Rayzox gets hit now. Godly versus Rayzox. Can Rayzox replicate the success in the previous game? Can you take the 1v1 over Godly? The end light comes out though. The cannon online and Godly has been in this spot before, knows what it takes to win these 1v1s.
Godly's gonna play it patient, but he disarms himself. Rayzox not gonna swing.
Stacking like crazy. You can't get anything going. Dash jump, side air, not enough.
Too much defense. Rayzox swaps weapons in, and a bow down air forces the game number 5. Rayzox and Delta hold on.
Rayzox winning a 1v1 to take game number 2 versus Mounir. Game 4, tournament lives on the line versus PR number 1 in EU. And you win the 1v1. Even down in damage there. I mean, it was very even damage, but this dash jump side air, I mean, so important. That one, oh my goodness. Punishing the end light as well. Godly knew that Rayzox wanted to go on the right side of the stage to create some space, get the ground game going. Punishes that perfectly, and we are going to game number 5. Winner of this moving on into grand finals. These are the last 3 stocks of one of these teams for this tournament.
Well, here we are, game number 5. Better medals on the line here.
Ugh.
Okay.
Rayzox is playing crazy right now.
Some solid juggling there from Rayzox for sure. Mounir is having trouble.
Still, he's just hitting everything right now. Blue team taking so much damage. Mounir getting disarmed. Rayzox, okay, going a little bit too ham off stage with that ground pound. Godly getting hit by Mounir's side air there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here's a team combo. Nice DI.
Yeah,
because both of them got hit by an end light. Yep, you have to DI there.
Godly comes in, gets some good damage. Still putting out damage, that side air.
Oof.
Still not enough to take a stock though.
Mounir's going for these pogos. Somehow Delta and Rayzox both avoided. A nice side air from Godly. Sends both of them off stage. Interrupts the end sig. Rayzox, do you lose your stock for it? The weapon toss. No hitbox.
Went in with that exhausted recovery on the left side. Meanwhile, Mounir does take out Delta's first stock finally. Godly's still sitting on his first stock alongside Rayzox.
Oh, the recovery. Nice dodge from Rayzox.
Oh, he's going to get punished for that one. And yes, that's going to be Godly with the side light into the delayed recovery.
I like to think that was a misinput. Oh, going for the immediate side sig, but getting interrupted once again. Oh, down air scoops, and we'll find the KO. Godly on their second stock as well. Everyone 2 stocks apiece.
This is a game of horseshoes. It is a game of very small margins. Every little bit counts. Rayzox on the left side, you're seeing them trying to split the stage. NSIG, easy punish.
It gets so sloppy in these center stage skirmishes where everybody's throwing out a hitbox. A side light there gets punished with an end light of Godly, and they don't invest in going off stage versus that. They just want to isolate Rayzox. Rayzox really good at not allowing that to happen, but Mounir flips it, goes for the juicy end sig. No dodge now. Mounir sweat beats, and the recovery doesn't save him, but Godly, can you find the double KO? Delta having to recover and cannot make it back. Godly getting the double edge guard there.
He went for the chase dodge up down air. It doesn't end up too bad as Rayzox cleans it up with the side air weapon toss. A little unfortunate there as Rayzox could have true comboed off of that downlight, but you know what? Everything is even.
Godly there was feinting that he was going to go in with the yarn arm, instead saying, I'm just going to wait for the weapon spawn, pick up a cannon here. And like sending Delta into the corner, both of them getting juggled right now. Nice nair as a disruption from Rayzox to get both of them out of that juggle state. Having Godly off stage, going for the big down sig, didn't find it there though.
Insane to do an NSIG in that position. Bro, that's the Teros like gold player mentality, but it doesn't matter. Side sig, easy punish on Mounir's side, hits a side sig. Red team is split. Delta has no weapon, the weapon toss, but he's able to pick up.
Okay, big end light into the NSIG, catches both. That's a KO now. Rayzox faced with an impossible task, facing down Godly and Mounir in the 2v1. Okay, end light off stage, unarmed though, so it doesn't send very far. GC downlight into recovery. Mounir in a bad spot. Godly getting the hit that's needed. Gets the NSIG, and it is enough. Godly and Mounir move forward into grand finals, clutching the game 5. That was really a crazy showing from Rayzox and Delta, but it just was not enough.
Yeah, just a nail biter towards the end there. Everybody in the red, but it was just these little moments, that dodge up with dare, and then of course there's that team combo.